Hi guys, you're watching myself, Punjab2000.com. We are in Czech once again with a fantastic artist. We're representing, hopefully, Bhangra, Punjabi, Asian music to all you guys, the way you want to hear it, see it, listen to it. And, you know, the next artist that we're going to be speaking to, Mera Shota Veer, Mr. Gurj Sidhu.
जाटी हेड़ जिंडोरे दे सौंगिया पट दा सिराना लाके चाड़ी कट किसी अल्लाह चों केरिया मिर्जा पल विच आके पानी कनिया साहिबा ने है पानी कनिया साहिबा ने मोडियों जट नू अलूण जगाता साहिबा बनी भरावां दी पाइयां तो यार मेरा ता की हाल चाल है मित्रा
Gurj. Wow, I'm just taken away. Let's just end the interview over there. Just carry on singing. Gurj, thank you very much for taking time out today. You've got a busy schedule. Welcome, here Flamingos Leicester, a nice venue, for, a nice person like yourself to, talk about who, what, where. So let's get to the basics. Mr. Gurj Sidhu, how did you start in this line of work? Tell me, let's go back to the basics from the beginning.
Okay, so my start was the biggest inspiration for me is my taya, who's also my ustad. Bhajan Singh Sidhu Sarangi Master Siga. He still is. And growing up at a young age, I was listening to a lot of Tadi Rag, listening to a lot of Kuldeep Manik as well, because my taya was a big fan of Kuldeep Manik. At the same time, he used to be a Tadi and play the Sarangi sing as well. So from a young age, I was listening to it. In the morning, waking up, and all I'd hear is Sarangiyan and Jidan Sangeet in my house. So shauq pੈ ਗਿਆ ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ video ਲਾ ਲੈਣੀਆਂ, just watching it, just listening to it, and it was one of them things where I knew what I wanted to do from a kid was basically sing, and luckily through that line I got to play a lot of instruments and learn a lot of instruments, and from there is where it all really started.
So how old were you then?
ਮੈਂ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. So about 4 years old. ਭਚੰਗੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਅਜੇ ਵੀ ਭਚੰਗੀ ਆ, ਪਰ ਉਦੋਂ 4 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. And I remember listening to even the way they were singing and hearing that in the morning and thinking to myself, do you know what, like at the same time I've got brothers who were trying to get into it as well, but they were more focused on playing like football and doing that, where I'd be thinking, you know what, I'm going to listen to what's going on. And then because Mataya saw that inside me, and he taught me from a young age ਜਿੱਦਾਂ harmonium ਸਿਖਾਇਆ, sarangi ਢੱਡ ਸਿਖਾਈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ. So from there it was just that ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ. And then ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਥ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਗਾਉਣਾ. All stage ਪਹਿਲੀ ਜਦੋਂ when you're a young lad and you ain't got a platform to sing anywhere, I think a lot of people forget that when you go to the ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਢਾਡੀ ਵਾਰਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, ਢਾਡੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਸ਼ੀਲਾ ਰਾਗ ਹੈ. It's a rag that's it's a lot of power, and it's about obviously things that have happened in the past with our history. It was one of them things where when you were singing, it was high pitched singing, and even like people like Kuldeep Manik, if you listen to their melodies and everything, it all goes back to there. So it was a big inspiration for me was Mataya, who I obviously he taught me to sing, to play and everything. So utto shuruaat hui sadi.
Okay, and ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਲਿੰਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਗੀਤ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ? Is there anybody else? You mentioned yourself. You said your brothers weren't, as maybe interested as yourself, but there must be other people. Because ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ, when there's one person, there's always going to be other people as well, normally.
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਡੈਡੀ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਸੀ ਸੁਣਨ ਦਾ. So he was one of them that used to listen to it, and like he was a big Kuldeep Manik ਸ਼ਿੰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਰੀਲਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੁਣਨੀਆਂ all the time in the ਗੱਡੀ. There's still got the cassettes at home. Also, like obviously because I'm in the 90s era, so a big inspiration to me was Jazzy B as well, because listening to him and coming out and listening to the London Opatole and all these tracks at the same time. So as a youngster, I'm hearing different types of music, but it's all folk vibes, if you get what I mean. And then I've got brothers who were introducing me to hip-hop, so I was listening to a lot of Snoop and Dr. Dre and all these like albums. So when you mix them all up together, you kind of get what I'm into, what my vibe, you know what I mean? So ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਤਾਏ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਡੈਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਸੀਗਾ.
So almost you could say your taya was literally your ustad, your second father figure in your life.
100%. And even like he taught my dad how to sing and ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਢੱਡ ਵਜਾਉਣੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ so it was like a family thing where because my dad obviously that generation Mataya was the first person out of our family to come into this country from India so when it was in the 90s when my dad 89 my dad come over here and obviously I was born here so he obviously taught him me being that second generation I think it was his duty. He wanted someone in the family to take his talent if they could, or what he had learned in his life to another level if they could. So, Sada bas eh siga ki at the end of the day, a big inspiration is Mataya, and even up to today, he's written a lot of songs on the album as well. He's wrote quite a few tracks on there, and songs that are even 30 years old that I'm luckily and I feel blessed to actually bring them out today.
So literally, it's a family of musical talent. Your Thai is a Tadi Jata, he's a Gaiki, he's a Lakari of songs. So it's literally an all-rounder.
That's right.
Tadi शुरुआत हुई when you started with Godwai stage जाते performance करनी Tadi etc. How old were you when you made that first public performance, and how did that feel when you literally were put out there in front of the Sangat?
Do you know what the first ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ 4 ਸਾਲ 5 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ 11th ਦੀ ਸਟੇਜ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਚੜਾਇਆ and I played the tud and I remember playing the tud because as a youngster I always liked the instrument, the sound of it and learning how to play it and just playing it live because ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਘਰ ਵਜਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੋਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਵਜਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਢੱਡ ਦਾ ਖੜਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ this is unreal. So I remember that first time when I did play it, and it was a mad feeling because it was like people are coming up to you ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਪੁੱਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰਦਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰੀ ਚੱਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ so it was like it was a nice feeling and after that it just went to another level where I kept practicing and kept learning and then ਉਧਰੋਂ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਗਾਉਣ ਦਾ so ਢੱਡ ਵਜਾਉਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਗਾਇਕੀ ਆ ਗਈ
Is to baad, how did the transition occur from Tadi Jatha performances to Punjabi folk Bhangra music? Because you're quite young then, and the Mandwa Bidayasi, and maybe other things happened before that, I don't know, so I'm sure you'll tell me. But how did that change actually happen?
The change happened when you're at school and you're growing up and you're a teenager, you're doing your GCSEs. They did that when you study, and I knew that I wanted to study music as well, so I decided to do like music at school and then from there take it on to college and even into music tech and production and stuff like that. So I'd made my choice of what I wanted to do from about 14, 15. I knew which way I wanted to go about it with my life and what I wanted to do. So that's when I could say ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਗੀਤ ਵੀ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ like for example ਲੋਕ ਗੀਤ ਹੋਏ ਮਾਣਕ ਦੇ ਗੀਤ ਹੋਏ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ so even if it was at home in the bedroom ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਹ ਲਓ ਹੈ ਨਾ so even when rehearsing so it was always that was the line I wanted to go down and it all started basically when I left school.
Okay, good. So ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਤਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੀ ਤੇਰਾ with ਗੀਤ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਗਾਇਕੀ instruments as well Tadi Jatha, you play the harmonium, you play the tad. Is there anything else that you play as well?
I also play the sarangi as well. ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੱਥ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰ ਲਈਦੀ ਆ ਵਜਾਉਣੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਢੋਲਕੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਤਬਲੇ ਹੋਏ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਢੱਡ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂ ਤੂੰਬੀ ਹੋਈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਦਾ so from a young age like I always tried to play as much as I can but being my strongest instruments are probably the sarangi and the tad themselves so that's something that I do obviously say that's my strongest instruments that I play.
So what I do need to ask you, Mes, and I don't always get the opportunity to do so, but Gaiki, the bar, do you do anything else? I mean, are you working as well? Because I think it's good to know for your fans and the people out there that necessarily what they see on TV, do internet, on social media, or superstar, hi kam karda, sadana hi kam karda ya. And being in the industry, we know it is such an egal because there's only a handful of artists, or maybe a selection of artists that do that full time. So is that the case for yourself? Do you do this all the time and that's it? Do you work? Do you have another life as in, to get on with, earning the roti?
I'll be honest with you. I ain't no superstar. I am just a singer from the UK. ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਹੈ ਗਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ as much as we can do it, we try our best to do what we can. My full-time life, we run we have a family business with my brother, and which is a chauffeur business. So we basically run that together as a family, as a unit. We have done for years. That's what we do full time. So ਜਿਹੜਾ music ਹੈ ਬਾਕੀ ਘਰ studio ਬਣਾਇਆ ਜਿੱਥੇ whenever I do finish work or anything, I like to go in there. I like to rehearse. I like to record. If I can come out with new ideas, I record them. I can send them off to producers or even produce something myself. And ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਹੈ ਸਾਡਾ
ਨਹੀਂ ਸੱਚੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ not ਲੋਕਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਫੈਨ ਨਾਲ sorry ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫੈਨ ਨਾਲ
ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਆਵੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਨਾਲੇ ਲੱਕ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ with us is direct like obviously we're from the UK. We all have to work. It's one of them environments where you have to work at the moment. That's what we do. So as a family, we run our show for business.
ਇਹਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ you have no influence over that, but you can certainly ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਇਨਸਾਨ
100% ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਹੈ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਬੰਦਾ the way we look at it ਜਿੰਨਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੱਚੇ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰੇ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਫਲ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ so it's one of them where the harder you work, I think the more success you could probably get one day. And Baki, it's all down to the fans. And all I can say is, so far, the amount of love and respect that I've got, I couldn't ask for anything else.
Sidhu Saab, maybe puchna chahunda, and we're gonna have a few more conversations about yourself, because it's good to know that it's not just what people may defy as Gurj Sidhu, the singer, on all these channels and platforms. So you out there on the scene, the guy Kita Shanksi, you've been doing other material and projects with other artists and producers, etc. And then suddenly, Najari, Chaos Productions, Ammo, boom. A new look, a new image. We'd seen you as a young artist, emerging. And when I saw you back in the day online, I was like, this guy's going to be big one day. But suddenly it all went quiet, and then you just came out with this. How did this connection and project come about?
It was one of them where I met up with True School, so I met with Suk, and obviously I knew of Ammo and Chaos Productions, but obviously I didn't know any of them personally. And then when I met with Suk, he told me, he advised me, he goes, maybe we should do something with Ammo as well. And I was a fan of their music because even like with Mighty Marnik and all them, do you know what I mean? So like going back that is, but I mean they're phenomenal guys. To me, their music, it does the talking. Like if I want music, say that's Bhangra, I can get it from them. If I want something reggae, and I'm being it, Ammo and Lucky, they smash it on the reggae vibe, and like, a lot of people are doing that now or trying to do it. But I feel with them, the way they produce music, and they're quality musicians. They're not just people that pay people to get pieces like nowadays. What happens? They're people that
they're not ghost producers.
They're not. They compose everything themselves. They play everything, and I've seen the mint that they put into their songs. And with Nazari, it was one of them where I did the vocal with Suk, and we gave it to Ammo, and then next thing you know it was literally one of them songs that were just put together so quick. Like 3-4 weeks later, the song was complete, and we went to hear it, and we were like, the vibe and the reggae vibe, it was one of them where it was just like, for me, it was like, this, I like it. And it wasn't a song that was like very commercial, I'd say. It wasn't a song that was probably to everyone's liking, but we liked it. So as a unit, as in the production camp, whoever, not True School, Ammo and that, my family, myself, we just all had it was like a head nodder for us, so we kind of enjoyed it. But like even performing that song, and the bass line on that song gets people going, and even in clubs, and we played it at weddings, and people are like dancing to it. So far, I mean, with that song, the reaction was good.
ਵਧੀਆ ਗੀਤ ਨਿਕਲਿਆ, I'll be honest with you, and let's be completely honest, there was a serious heavy influence on Marnik-esque on there, wasn't there? Come on.
GT road te dahaiyan paave yaran da track balliye, one of our favorite tracks, and the melody was obviously gone, it went around there, so that's where the hook line and everything, and the way the verses were written by Mataya, we were sat down and we were like, appa geet je gauna hai te appa tarj Marnik di rakhni hai, and it was the GT road tarj.
And how much input did you have on that track yourself, in terms of the way it was sang, or certain lyrics, etc.?
Yeah, well, anything I sing or anything we write, it's like me and Mataya, Jamira, who extra bra hai India bhi whatever we do it as a unit. So like we'll sit down, we'll think of an idea, or I'll just think of a tarj or something, or even if it's just like a hook line, I might even come up with a hook line and say, look, I've got this hook line, what can we do with it now? And then we'll get the verses. But when it comes to the tune of the track and everything, I try and compose everything myself.
And what about the influence and input of the videos as well? How much do you have on that?
Like videos, with that video, we just wanted to do something different. Like it was one of them things like showing a Bunda in 5 different ways and 5 different looks to say, do you know what? They're all him. Like it was actually influenced by a Snoop Dogg video called Boss Life, which is it's an old track, but it was just one of them where it was just like it was a reggae vibe and it was a reggae feel to the. That's what we tried to give, a reggae feel to the video. And I mean, luckily we thought we'd done all right with the video, and I mean, so far, like I said, the songs actually done quite well for us. Where whenever it's played, it gets people talking, people start singing the lyrics to it. It's quite catchy, and obviously being on the GT Road vibe, a lot of people know that Tarj anyway, so it kind of sticks in your head.
Well, did that message? Did I see? It certainly brought you out there, and showed the Gurj Sidhu brand is here, and hopefully doing something, some serious damage. And it looks like you were quite focused as well with this particular single. It was something different, wasn't it? It wasn't the typical girls, guys dancing, drinks, glasses, bottles in a club. It was just, it was almost like. It had that hip hop influence and reggae vibe going on, but it had that folk influence, and that's very hard to achieve.
I'll be honest with you, it was just, at the end of the day, we were just trying to do something different. And a lot of people say that. And it's hard to pull something off that's different. But then people still are like, sometimes you get people that have second thoughts or be scared to think, do you know what will the public think? It wasn't, to us, it wasn't about what the public thought on that song. It was just a song we liked. And we thought, we're going to go with this song because, to be honest, we're into our reggae, we're into our hip-hop, and we're into our folk music. It was like a fusion between like both. And with the track itself, it was just, we were used to play it in the car and think, wow, this master's like wicked. We used to get videos sent to us after it was released from DJ saying this is our track that we like do our sound checks to because of the bass, and like it was one of them. So we tried to do something different, which I think we did, and up to today, like I love singing that song live, even because even when we're doing PAs, and I don't really like to do PAs, but at the end of the day you have to sometimes. So even when we're doing PAs or we're doing live music or live full live band, it's a great buzz to like perform that song live.
Sorry, door liner, please.
ओ मुंडे राल मैल कुड़ियां सारे ओ लुटदे नजारे मित्रो राल मैल पैग बुआ राल मैल पैग लावण सारे ओ लुटदे नजारे मित्रो ओ मुंडे राल मैल कुड़ियां सारे ओ लुटदे नजारे मित्रो.
Wow, fantastic. You really have an awesome vocal. So let's move on from there. You got in the jar. I think you've made your place. Like, I'm here. I'm Gurj Sidhu. Let's do things. And suddenly it all goes quiet again. We don't know what you're doing or what you're not doing. And then suddenly, put Sardaran there, True School on production, India video, still got that kind of urban vibe thing going on, and representing your roots and culture. How did that happen? I mean, you mentioned, Ammo and True School danu introduce kita to Ammo from Chaos Productions, but to actually have a full-on track with True School, as we've spoken before off camera, he's very selective on who he works with, so that must have been an honour.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, going back, it was one of them where the way we met was via a mate of mine through Facebook who I'd never actually met. And he was a fan of my music, I guess, and his name's Sonny, and he's from Derby, and he's actually a student of True Schools himself. Oh, okay. So he was recommended like to meet up with True School, and then Suk was one of them where when we kind of had like a lot in common. And we've been working on, like, Bota Sardarande, we actually went through about 4 different songs, right? And they had been produced. So, when it comes to that delay in time, and after Nazare, it took a long time for a release because we were trying to get the right song and the right beat together, and it took a while. And then I penned those lyrics, like, that main line.
So you wrote this is your song, yeah?
I wrote most of the song, and Mataya also as well. So when I say I say we, because everything I do, it goes by him anyway. So, and we just sat there and the lyrics of the song, Potta Sardaran de Nayo Darde Yar Ali Marde, Elan Damag Tais, you know, and it's still in my phone today, in my notes, and I'll probably tell you the date as well it was written, but it was one of them where we were just jamming once, like a session at Suk's house, and he had the beat going, and I just started going, and he was like, do you know what? That's the one.
That's the one, yeah.
And this is after we had done like other songs, and we were like, do you know what? If we're going to go with something, I think that's the one because it stands out. So we decided that was the track, and then coming out with I started working on the rest of the lyrics with Mataya as well, and my cousin, his name's Ginder, and he's from India, and he was here at the time as well. And once we got that together, then it was coming up with the composition. And a lot of people don't actually get the composition, especially at the start, because people have actually questioned, I ain't going to say the names, but they've thought that I've gone out of key on the main antra, which is, because it goes, Menkiyan Jamina Kulla Khana Pina Yatanda. That's not normal, because it's a different scale change, and people didn't get that. But if for those who don't, if they listen to Master Salim and listen to Jar Khedi Kook, they'll hear what he says in there and how he sings, and that's where he goes la na 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 na. So it was like using that classical technique on a folk track, and we just thought it was different, and we liked it. I'll be honest, me and Suk, we both liked it, and we just thought we'll go with it, and then that's why we did it. And we come out with obviously the melody together, and then Suk had a major part on it as well, because everything we did it together. So I'd be there with him whilst whilst he's producing it, and we'd sit there together, even hours in the evening and like till late, early hours in the morning, working on the song. And then when it come together, I decided that with the song and the lyrics of the song, there was no way I could have kind of got what I had in my head over here in the UK. So I decided, you know what, I've always wanted to do it, and I wanted to go, and it was actually before he passed away, ਉਹਦੀ ਖਾਸ਼ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਪਿੰਡ 'ਚ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਆ. He was like, ਜੇ ਤੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਿੰਡ 'ਚ ਬਣਾਈ ਜਾਣਾ. It was like one of them like where I thought, do you know what, the song is about Sardari. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਪੁੱਤ ਸਰਦਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਡਰਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਵਾਲੀ ਮਾਰਦੇ. Why not do this one over there? And it was when obviously with Movie Box as well, and thanks to Cameron and the whole team behind it, and Sumit who made the video, it was one of them where I flew over to India for the first time and got to see how they work over there. And after working on videos here and working over there, it was a complete different story. Like there wasn't one person or two people directing, and then you've got a person holding a light or something. It was like there's a team of 50, 60 people. Do you know what I mean? And it was a lot more professional, and not just professional, but the quality and the colour and the lighting, the natural lighting, and which it gave that video the look that we wanted. So that was the whole main thing, and definitely I'd go back and do it again.
Talking about the video there, what was people's reaction when you went to the Bend? You know, did the Bend while they see, did they think you were a film star or something?
Do you know what? It's really funny because I remember going there, and obviously my Bend te janna hi hunna, but they don't really see Gurj with a torle wali pag. Like, it the stage te hunda je stage launi hai te torle wali pag te chadar la li hai na. So it was just funny, just like waking up in the morning and getting changed and going to the kid, and everyone's just there. Like, you got a lot of people, like a lot of kids, and it was lovely to see the kids like getting in part. So we were like saying to the kids, and like putting them on the tractors and like just letting them have fun and letting them enjoy it. And then
natural though, isn't it?
because it's like they die to do things like that. They don't get the chances. So if you got a chance to like make a kid happy, why not? You know what I mean? So it was just an experience that I'd never forget.
And this was in your Bend or just?
ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਿਆ ਆ ਇਸ ਇਨ ਮਾਈ ਪਿੰਡ ਬਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਖੇਤ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਫੇ where we had the khada was actually Mungi Mal's pind, which is Lahara, which is right next to ours anyway. So in Jalandhar, so ਉੱਥੇ khada ਲੱਗਾ ਸੀ and everyone went there.
Geet White hoye si gal ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. How did the creative genius or creative genius vibe come of getting jam rock vibe and Shinda influence on that? It worked.
That's right. Because before, like I said, we had a track which was like, it was Desi Bhangra, and it was like, I ain't gonna say those lyrics because they might come out one day. But it was like a Desi Bhangra track, but it was very UK vibe, where lyrics were a lot UK for jidda nachana, jidda lalo. I'll give you that as a hint. But it changed from that, and then the whole dubstep snare and that whole vibe came from we were just sat there and it was like, do you know what, we're gonna do it like this, and I was like, do you know what, to me that sounds bad. Like I was on it. I was like, do you know what, that's a nice vibe, and it just come from there. And then once the lyrics and everything was composed, the music was composed, the pieces were composed, and then I remember sat there and even that Sarangi piece, like it was a hard piece, like, and Suk's like, he's a master on like the baja and everything, and so when he's composed this piece and he's like, Gurj, I want you to play this, and I was like, in my head I'm thinking, do you know what, this is like out of my league, like, do you know what I mean? But it happened and I played it, and I played the Sarangi on the track, and that piece, it was quite a difficult piece for me, I'll be honest, because I mean, okay, I'll play, it's not like I play every single day, it's I play jidda mainu shauq hai, theek hai, jidda I wouldn't say I'm like someone that's classical on a Sarangi. You get classical Sarangi, you get folk, I've got a passion for it, and when he composed that piece, I took it with me. Well, I didn't even take it back with me. It was there. We just got this. I had the Sarangi with me, and then they do Tota Mein Kaddiya, and I started playing, and then we recorded it, and it was just like it happened. So it was one of them where everything just started getting together, and then we could see where the song was going. And then from where the song went, it was just like, do you know what, it's ready now. So let's go do the video and let's get this out.
And you had some positive feedback out there. You know, a lot of people are rating your vocals, the production, especially the music. Oh, yeah. Again, something quite different. Not you hear it every day. In terms of the industry, duje gaiki musicians are certainly give me some examples of people that you probably look up to or know of in the industry, be it singles or musicians that have come back to you and give them some feedback. Be it constructive criticism or positive, whichever.
To be honest with you, a lot of people have supported the song. A lot of artists have supported the song, like people in India, like Resham Singh and Amol, even the Noora sisters. Like, I'm a big fan of the Noora sisters because I love their style, and even like they were bopping. There's a video that went up online, and they were bopping to the track, even like JK, even fair play to him, like he was in the video, respect to him as well, because at the end of the day I believe in unity, and if we can all stick together as a unit, we could probably take the UK scene somewhere else. And even he's supporting the track. A lot of artists in India, especially as well, even these guys that are out there that are smashing it, I've had messages from them saying, do you know what, it's been a really good song, we've got it on repeat. So I think the whole industry really have supported the song. I don't actually think I've had any criticism from artists, to be honest with you. So on that side, it's been really good.
And going forward, it's got to be an album, surely, because you've done stuff. We live in a market now. It's all about singles. But are we going to see an album, koi material nikalni ho, where it's going to be one producer, or is it going to be multi producers?
Okay, so I just want everyone to know that there is an album. The album's actually titled Sentimental Value. It's been that for a while, and we've been working on it. That's why it's taken so long. And I can confirm the artists that are on the album. So obviously you got True School, you got Chaos Productions, you got Tiger Style, you got Aman Haya, and Atal Sharma is the other producer, and myself. So Atal Sharma, for those that don't know, he's the producer behind all of Bind Rakhiya's tracks. So he's also, it was an honour for me to go over to India and actually record in the same room as him, and him to record me and actually give me his blessings. So that's something I'll never forget in my life as well. Also, there's a duet on the album which was recorded, a vocal was recorded about 8 years ago, which was Miss Pooja, and that song, a lot of people have seen a few clips online back in the day where that song's been played, and they've always asked, when's it coming out, so that'll be part of the album. But yeah, I'm off to India now, so I'll be going to India to shoot the next video, which will be the video that drops the album.
Wicked. And with regards to yourself as an artist, Gurj, label-wise, are you now part of a particular label? Are you with Moviebox? Are you, independent? What's going on there?
So Moviebox are the company that I'm signed to with this album, and they'll be releasing this album worldwide. So big up to Cameron as well for the support and the whole team behind.
Okay. Gurj Sidhu, you're going to be big. Trust me, you already are. No, such a Mera. You've got a talent. You've got musical abilities. Shankar, you've got passion. America, then you will go well wherever whatever you do and however you do it. So this is Punjab2000 signing out. I'm going to pass it over to me ਛੋਟਾ ਵੀਰ Gurj, once again thank you very much ਕੀਮਤੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢਿਆ, you come all the way, you know what, really respect yourself. respect Gurj, ਲਾ ਦੇ ਮਹਿਫਿਲ
ਮੋਢੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਦਨਾਲੀ ਜੱਟ ਨੇ ਲਲਕਾਰਾ ਮਾਰਿਆ, ਤਾੜ ਤਾੜ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਦੋ ਫੈਰ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣੀ ਤਾਰਿਆ, ਅਲਖ ਮਕਾਉਣੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਨੱਠ ਲੈ ਮੌਤ ਵਾਜਾ ਮਾਰੇ ਓਏ, ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਖੜਾ ਹੈ ਜੱਟ ਲਲਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਭੱਜ